So let us get in here and get this uh, circular cut once more. So I'm looking at it from this side now. Same area, just a different angle. And we'll just use Alt W. And I'm going to force a circle into this area. And sometimes there's advantages to using box cutter over using Insolve circle. One isn't supposed to replace the other, but they definitely each have their own place and a difference in where that place should be. So for this one, we're going to actually bevel in advance just to make our lives a little bit easier. And what that means is that we are now adding geometry to this area as we're working on it. And we could also recall this and re-resolution this, because maybe this isn't the right resolution. What is it, 16? Let's apply it. Let's do the triple bisect again. So I'm holding shift, and shift just means that it won't close whenever the operation completes. And then on the last one, I'm releasing shift. And then whenever I click this one, the operation does complete. And that means now I can jump directly over into screw, press 1 in order to change the count, X in order to change the axis, F, and we're just finding the one we want. And I'm just going to press tab, and maybe 12 is the right one. I was going to go in and actually type a numerical value here, but really 12 does it. So let's finalize and exit and take a look at what we have here now. So for this, we'll apply let's apply the mirror, then the boolean, then we'll go back and we will re-mirror with bisect and mods, just so we're back where we started. Sometimes it requires that you apply the modifiers preceding a boolean or for a boolean to work out, and it's something that I run into so much that I don't even think about it anymore, but it probably is worth explaining to you, the innocent viewer. Continuing, how are we going to solve this? This area looks like a mess, right? I've seen worse. Let's Alt 1, jump over to install, and that's probably the easiest way to solve this side. We could also go ahead and add our loop here. Sometimes I press the hotkey Control R because that's closer, but part of the study of Insolve is to find the most effective way to get in here and do some of the most repetitive commands. So edge loop is really just a focus of mine at this time. It's not a particular focal point of the tool. It's just a thing that we have chosen to focus on at this time for optimization. So, it could have easily have been extrude or inset or something else as a starting point, because all of those things definitely could use a little optimizing themselves. We just chose where we chose to start. From here, we want to grab these edges and perform an offset. This offset's a little weird, so we're just going to just make sure that things connect where they're supposed to. So we'll add the edge loop there, finish that connection. And for this, we just want to, hold our quad. And to hold our quad, it just requires that we get a little bit lenient with the geometry. But we see that some of these flows don't even have a future on the inside. And what that means is that they are highly negotiable. Like right here, highly negotiable. Like, why is this here? Let's go ahead and just start discussing a few terminations and optimizations for these areas. Something like that. And we see that this loop basically has no future, but it probably does, has more of a future than we thought it did. That loop was someone's relative, is what I'm saying. That loop was important. But maybe we will survive our way into subdivision with this, despite us compromising a little bit of our shape just to get to where we are now. I mean, we are kind of getting a little wacky doodle with this, right? So let's go back to subdivision, and that will tell us how wacky we are being. So we could Alt V and just turn off overlays through the Alt V. Sometimes I forget until I remember. And the way it happens is I'm thinking in my head, man, I need to solve that. And then I'm like, wait, again? Again? You want to solve it again? I'm like, again? No, I just need a solution. I'm just telling you that's the dialogue that's going on in my mind when I'm working. And at some point, I eventually click the option. I'll go on working, but my mind is still having an endless dialogue about the option that I clicked. And then begins another dialogue about how to make that option more accessible, right? So we're just looking at this. So far, we have our regular shape just mirrored over, you know, just mirrored over. And then we have this one where we extend it on and cut a few more circles out. And we have this one where we cut just way too many circles in there. And then if we Alt V and we turn on overlays, we see that the geometry is solved to at least hold itself together with a little bit of subdivision involved, but we're just having fun here.